Hello, we are back with Valhalla Hills, our second session. Last time I went off to let our guys collect a few more resources. There's a few things that have happened since then. We have finished this large storage that allows us to collect and distribute our goods a little bit quicker, and we have finished a wheat farm that is supposed to, well, generate wheat. Wheat is something we'll need for mostly beer in order to strengthen our warrior Vikings. Last thing, of course, our military camp is ready, and we have two soldiers now, Hedda, the sergeant, and Freya, who is equipped with a simple arrow and bow. As far as I have found out, for a bow you need a stick and possibly a skin. I don't know how that actually works out, but that's the impression I have so far. It's unconfirmed though. So let's see what we can do to improve our lot. We have not gotten any wheat yet, so we've got a little bit time there. The question is, do we have planks? Planks, this is for stones. Planks were something here that we really need. Stored total, it tells us 4. Okay, 3 rather. So we're working on that. There's a very similar thing for the quarry, in that they have something they call bricks. In my opinion, that's a mistake, but we'll have to see about that. Anyway, you need those blocks, those stone blocks, in order to build more advanced buildings. So we go into the production menu with Y, and there's the little triangle here, and that gives us the stonemason. Works similar to the extra extension that we had for the woodcutter, and we'll just put it here very, very close to the quarry. Let's see, R, and we connect it to our road system. Okay, that should give us additional ideas very soon. The next thing we are going to do is, well, go a little bit further into the woods with our camp. Let's close the production menu, and with M, Mike, we can move the camp. We cannot move it into the forest, but we can move it very close to the forest. And that means our soldiers will move over there. And supposedly they are going after the wolves. Freya is shooting, and Hedda is using her axe. Whoa! And Hedda is dying. So that wasn't called for. These wolves are dangerous. Okay. If you want to retreat, you just pull back. Okay. That was... well, he's... he's crying for help. Yeah, these wolves are dangerous. Much more dangerous than I thought. So if those wolves are already a challenge, what's with those ghost Vikings up there? So I guess we have to get some real strong military going here. Of course, for that we need more resources. Let's see what we can do there. We already have a woodcutter, we do have a quarry, we eventually want to have a second woodcutter to use these trees, but for now that's just plain too dangerous. We could get a hunter, which is probably a good idea since I think we need those little pelts. So let's see whether we can place a hunter somewhere here. And that is too dangerous. Let's move out a little bit. That's the mouse wheel thing again. Yellow areas are just fine, I think. Well, at least the hunter is going to be armed, so we're going to put him here. Of course, now we do have a little Viking problem. We do have resources. We lost the bow, apparently. So when there's new soldiers, they need to fabricate their own new weapons. Which of course is a problem by itself, but the Vikings themselves are limited. That means we have a limit of Vikings that we can have right now, which is extended by building huts. But there's also a total number of Vikings that we cannot surpass. Let's see whether we find it under statistics. No. We just were there. That's the profile. So I've seen it somewhere. I'm just not seeing it now. Oh well. Oh, there's... the wolves have come down. And it's the mouse wheel. The zoom function is not very easy to see right now. Oh, Lenya is... Lenya is asleep in front of the forest. That's not a good idea, Lenya. Really, believe me, it's not. There are wolves in those forests. But who's listening? Nobody's listening. Okay, we have extra resources. Let's see what's next. We've got the fishery, the kitchen. I don't even know what the kitchen uses. Probably fish and wheat. But we do not have enough of that yet. So we're not even producing wheat. Let's see, for a dwelling we need bricks and planks. So there's a lot of building material going into that. Lodges only need planks. Let's see what our stocks are. There's nothing here except for meat and some of the other items. There's fish here. There is actually we do have so-called bricks. That's good news, and we have just one plank. That is not very much. Just wondering whether our good Vikings actually heal up. Lenya was a lot worse off earlier, so they actually seem to heal over time. That's good news. Okay, our bricks production rate, we've got 4. So let's go for dwelling first. Let's put it down here. Up on top we can see that that costs us an extra 5 logs, which is okay right now because it uses up none of our prime estate that we might need later, and wood production probably is not going to be a problem later on. So it is here. He's running out of wood. Okay. I don't see any trees in that area anymore. That means we go into the Y, the production menu, and we'll need a forester. Forester who is reforesting this area here. Zoom in again. Oh, what's that? I haven't seen that before. Okay, one of the wolves is coming. We need more troops here that work with bows. If you don't have good troops, you just need more troops. Okay, that's the first thing. This is our little forestry. We can click on the sign and see the building cost. That is nothing. And we can connect it to the road network. Just like that. Okay, that should give us additional wood, even from the woodcutter that's a little bit outside of the real woods. Let's see whether our wheat is producing. Yay! It has a production rate, and we have 3 stored, so it's probably in here, yes. Wherever the other ones are stored. So we can try to go take the next step. The well is under production, that gives us obviously water, but the brewery is different. This one belongs here. Brewery is a military building because only the warriors consume beer. Let's get that built and connected. I really wish it had a different zoom level for the mouse. Okay, this is probably a road they're going to take quite often, so I can install that. And there's more. This is the hunter. I'm not sure how I want to connect that one. That's just one zoom level. That's way too much. That's bugging me. Okay, we don't have arrows yet. Hopefully they're going to make that pretty soon. There's one simple axe. I have a stick. That's so stick apparently is part of the requirement. And the other one is likely one of those stone chips. That would be my guess. Can always look what's still missing. So right now they're still bringing stuff here to build the brewery. We do have a dwelling. That's where people actually live, but also it raises our maximum for the number of Vikings that we can actually use. Okay, he's using a spear to hunt rabbits. is not very successful, I guess. Well, that's what you get for putting an old Viking into that job. One thing the Vikings love is to jabber away, and they do that at the campfire. It's a very small building that fits everywhere, apparently. So we might just put it somewhere where it's not in the way and they come across pretty often. Okay. Once more, a very, very little road connection. A very, very short one. And we can just connect to the Hunter's Lodge. So the little Viking village is growing nicely. Still have to get all the production in. With unemployed, that's good news, especially considering that we lost a few people after killing those wolves. So they seem to have been replaced. The wheat farm has a nice production rate, and we've got plenty of that stuff. That is good news. Let's see whether we can build a mill as well. Let's build one here. Okay, this is going to take a while, so I'm going to skip that until they have built those two buildings, and I'll be back. Thanks for watching, and see you back in part 3.